Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. Welcome to my video, my YouTube. It's home of the 5-minute video. I give you everything that you need to know within this 5 minutes. I worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I have been doing this for 50 years. I have a whole team of former IRS agents, CPAs, and tax attorneys. We all work together in conjunction with each other, and many of you have come to me because you've seen me on the national news. Thank you. You can see me at 777irs.com. That's my website. You can see my whole team of former IRS agents and everyone who works with me. We have a really good staff, and you can see all my videos. I do these videos for 3 reasons: so you don't get ripped off, so you can save money where you can, and I try to give you insight information. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to try to settle your debt at IRS on your own. I should tell you I'm a former revenue officer. I worked the offer and compromise program at IRS. I used to accept them, deny them, and I know offers backwards and forwards. Peter Salinger in my office has worked over 2,500 offers in compromise. So we are the offer and compromise specialists. So there's 2 types of people who are listening to this video: those who maybe want to hire someone, and those who want to do it on their own. And I get many on this station because I get many calls and comments. So if you want to do your offer and compromise on your own, there's 2 forms you need: the 656 and the 433A OIC. Those are the 2 forms that you need to file your offer and compromise. That's it. You need to make sure you document them and send them in, but let me go into some information that you need to know about that form. So if you have the money to pay the tax, but you can't liquidate things, but you have it in equity, IRS is not going to accept your offer and compromise. I have people call me, they have equity in the home, but they don't want to sell it. They have money in their 401, 402, 403, 405K, and they can't liquidate it, and they could pay the tax with it, but they don't. IRS is not going to accept your offer and compromise. Don't even bother filling out the form. This form is for people who can't pay the money and do not have the assets to do that. The first thing I would tell you to do is go to the IRS PreQualifier Tool. They have one that's kind of fairly accurate. It gives you a good guide whether your offer can be accepted. I will tell you, if you owe a lot of money to IRS, you're wasting your time filling out your offer. You really need to see a specialist to do that. If there's any complications and you own a business, the chances of you getting your offer accepted are slim, but none. IRS, I think, only accepted, 15,000 offers in compromise last year of the maybe 100, maybe of the 70,000 that were filed. Those are around the numbers. So they really are, unfortunately, for professionals, but people normally can get them through. The whole key is knowing, filling out the forms correctly, having the documentation, and if you do those things and make sure all the boxes are checked and put a little cover letter on there, you have a better than, if you qualify, you got a good chance that IRS will look at it and accept it. Here's one of the keys, 2 keys and 2 tips I give you. Make sure when you're doing the offer and compromise, you put the straight value for your assets. If you have a car worth $10,000 and that's the retail value, but the wholesale value is $7,000, put $7,000 down. Make sure you don't put the retail values, but wholesale values. It drives your offer low. The other really big thing is this: make sure you know the National Standards Program. That kills more offers and compromise than anything. What that means is, what IRS is going to do is you're going to put down what your expenses are. IRS will not allow your expenses. IRS has a national standard that they use for expenses in 4 categories: for food and clothing, for housing and utilities, for car payments, and operation of cars. And what you should do is you should Google IRS National Standards for food and clothing, IRS national standards for housing and utilities, IRS national standards for car payments, IRS national standards for car operations. IRS is bound to use the standards set up by the Department of Labor and not your expenses. So they'll expect less, but if you have more, they're not going to allow them. When I say they're not going to allow them, what I mean is this. If IRS allows $580 for a car payment and you have $700, well, now all of a sudden IRS has a little $100 over the national standard, and it's just going to drive your offer and compromise up when IRS really calculates all this. So I just want you to know, make sure you know you have the lowest value for your assets and you completely understand the national standard. IRS does not allow credit card payments. They don't allow college tuition payments. IRS is very stingy on the things they allow. So if you're going to do your offer, make sure you understand what IRS is going to allow and what IRS is not going to allow. Two other things you need to know. Offers in compromise right now are taking a year. And they used to take 9 months. And that all tax returns have got to be filed. And the last thing is, if you're self-employed, you've got to be making estimate payments. You have to be current. If you're not current, IRS will deny the offer and you're going to have to start all over. So for those of you if you don't owe a lot of money, you can give it a shot. If you have some complications with assets and you owe, like I said, you'll owe a lot of money, IRS is going to take a much deeper dive. I hope this information was really good for you. I wish you luck, by the way, I do. Just make sure all your taxes are filed. Give me a subscription if you would. YouTube loves subscriptions if we get them. It kind of moves us up. Anyway, I'm sorry about the stream. I have a very bad stream apparently. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I appreciate the subscription. Have a great day.